Today's an even day, so you may choose your favorite crossing of the lips. Move that buttock flesh away. Use your hands to tell your groins to relax. Still not the official start of the class, but right now you can start to notice the balance between the right side, left side. And I'm not just talking about the base, but that would be from the base all the way up. So let your legs release, let them relax. You see which side goes down more. I can even see it on myself. So I might want to help that side to relax a little bit by lengthening, talking to it a little bit more. Okay, this is the beginning of the class. So now, right away, start to notice the balance between left side, right side. That starts first in the buttock bones. So I feel like I'm not sitting down as much on that left side. So then equal extension of both sides of the trunk. Are you working harder on one side than the other? I know with my scoliosis, I have to work harder on one side than the other, but some of you who don't have that issue, just try to work as evenly as possible. Then bring your hands in front of your chest, remove your glasses. If you'd like, find the evenness, find the balance in your body so that you can find the freedom in your mind. Because Iyengar said once long ago, we work with what we know, and that's the physical body, so that we can get to know what we don't know, and that's the mind. Close the eyes completely. As you close your eyes, let any expression drain completely from your face. Smooth, soft inhalation, smooth, soft exhalation. Go on lifting your spine, your chest, without hardening the shoulders. Let the shoulders be relaxed. Allow your breath to help you on the inhale, grow taller. On the exhale, broaden. Okay, your choice. If you want to join me in the ohms, it's your opportunity to listen to the evenness of the sound of your ohms. Again, working on that balance, that evenness. Swallow a few times, keep the throat nice and wet. Oh. 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 Back to your practice, to the soul within. Release your hands. And slowly lift the head. Open your eyes. Okay, if you only have one sticky mat, you would take your blanket and pad your shins and your knees. And then you would take your sticky mat in this manner. It's Adho Mukha Virasana, so I'm sitting back. I'm pulling, literally extending the hamstring towards the butt. Hamstring towards the butt. And wherever this flesh has met my heel, this stays here. Then I've got my sticky mat with the open end away from me, and I folded it in half. And then I'm going to roll it tightly about halfway. How do you know how thick you need to roll it? So the nicest way I can say this, thinner people might need less, more of a padding. People who have a bigger area around here might need less padding. So I'm going to go about halfway, and I'm going to put that deep in that crease. And if you see here, I'm kind of punching down in the center at the center of the pubis. And then this is helping me press those thighs in. So then I go forward, and remember this stays there. I go forward, and I use my hands here to push. So I'm pushing the trunk a little bit back on the top of those thighs. So I'm pushing my hands to keep that back. Then the anterior spine takes over the front of the spine, and that goes forward. So I'm kind of still pushing to extend the front of the spine forward. And then I go all the way down, forehead down. You might be, in an experimental stage, and you might see that, did this change? Did this skin move? Keep that skin where it was on the heel, and move the anterior spine, the front of your spine forward. Move the shoulder blades in and release your head. So you're really getting the sides of the trunk forward, the front of the trunk forward. Not so much that you're thinking about the back body, although the back body does move forward. Do it from the front body. Is everybody there? Stay there for a moment. Let's see what I can see. Anything? I'm just looking at you now. And if your head doesn't go down, please support it. Put it on a block or another blanket. Or even a bolster. Don't allow the rolled blanket to keep you from going forward. It's supporting the top of the thighs and hoping to create some space there at the top of the thighs, not to get that top of the thigh skin crunched up. It has to flatten out. That's the idea with the roll. Mm-hmm. All right, now slowly inhale and come up and just take your roll out of the way. Reestablish this connection, hamstring to buttock, hamstring to buttock. Okay, so now we're going for the Parshva version. So Parshva, because I'm with my right side to the camera, I can turn and look at you guys. So I'm turning a little bit towards my right side and I bring my left hand to near the outside of the right knee. Then I keep that extension. The right hand stays in line with the right knee. The left hand goes forward, and this right hand pushes on the floor to keep extending that left side of the trunk forward. So I keep pushing and turning the left back ribs towards the floor behind me.
Then I say, okay, that might be all I got. Then I can put my head down or a blanket and then extend the right arm forward. Keep turning the front of your trunk left to right. Relax the groins. Let the groins stay back. And Abhijata used this a lot at the intensive. She said groins away from each other. So they're not bunching up there. Move the groins away from each other. It's a subtle movement. It's not a huge movement, but you shouldn't feel bunched up either here at the top of the thigh or, deep in the groin. And if you never felt comfortable not using that right hand, you can keep that right hand working for you and keep turning that front of the spine, back of the spine. Even with my head down, my right hand is still helping me turn. Okay, then inhale, come up. Turn, turn, turn. Right hand coming to the outside of the left knee. So now the left hand stays on this way. Left hand stays on the floor. Oops. Right hand extending out. Turn the trunk towards that inside of your left leg. Keep pushing the left hand on the floor and turn that back body, turn the front body. Then if you want, the head can come down. Still haven't lost that connection of where the heel and the buttock meet. All right, and then now release and just flip yourself on over. I'm not going to use the wall, but have your strap. I'm just going to make a big loop in my strap. Just ignore your strap just for a moment. Come down onto your elbows, scoot the buttocks forward, come down. So this is Ardha. Let's see all of me. There we go. Ardha Pavanamuktasana. So we're going to do it a couple different ways. So maybe you can figure out which way you like best. This was the Abhi way a month and a half or so ago for the Zoom classes that she gave. Do you see how my left foot, my heel of my left foot is pushing into the floor? So my lower back and my waist is reaching towards the buttock flush. So then I bring the right knee as close to the chest as possible. Same hand as leg. This is your right leg. Holds the knee. Opposite hand holds near the ankle. Okay, so you can feel how that feels. So I'm pushing with the left foot, left heel. You can make a C shape with your left hand and put it here at the top of the thigh and draw that groin away. So the groin is moving as if towards the inner right foot. Okay, now I keep this and this, hand on the knee and the shin, and I extend the left leg. So now the idea is to get any part of this. This is the standing leg. If we were doing, oh, let's say, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, this would be my standing leg. And some of this thigh has to go towards the floor. Any of that thigh has to go towards the floor. Don't let that thigh come up. So keep holding without letting this thigh come up. So this thigh has to extend down and press to the floor and to the big toe. I'm near my wall, but I'm not touching it. Okay, you have your strap. You have a big loop in your strap. Put it near to the heel. So I'm just at the top of the heel. Take the leg up, just to 90 degrees. Okay, work on that down leg. Groin, down. This is what I mean by the groin. Right here, that groin has to drive towards the floor. I'm really just happy with 90. I tend to overdo. So where I have to underdo is in my calf. And I have to press the thigh back more than the calf. Drive the head of the femur towards the hip socket, into the hip socket. The work is in this down leg. Keep pressing the down leg down and towards the big toe side. This is work. This is work. This is where I want you to work. Press that down leg down. All right, we'll just stay here because I always run out of time, right? So I'm holding the strap with just the right hand. I take my left hand across and press into the floor with my left hand. And now take the leg out for Supta Padangusthasana 2. Don't let your sacrum on the left side leave the floor. So that's all I got. Otherwise, my sacrum on the left side leaves the floor and that groin doesn't stay down. So I'm just staying here. Turn the abdomen right to left, particularly at the navel band. Press that right left shoulder down. You can make a little crutch with your right elbow. That's fine. Keep your right foot parallel to the floor. All right, then bring this leg up. So we're doing the Parivrtta version, but the first go is to keep the right side of the sacrum on the floor. So watch as I start to go. This arm comes out at shoulder height. I start to go in order to keep the right side of the sacrum on the floor, and that's it. So I haven't gone very far over. You may hold the strap with the same hand and with your left hand, help roll deeply that right thigh in and groin away. So the groin is moving towards the wall that's there at your foot side. So now you've felt what that felt like. So now you're allowed to lift the right side of the sacrum a little bit, but don't let the bottom leg just go anywhere. Keep reaching that bottom leg, and you can come up a little bit so that that sacrum is lifted, and now revolve the abdomen, left to right. Down leg, work more on the down leg, especially at the top of the groin. Press it down. All right, and then come back up. Release the leg. Supta Tadasana. So you might hold the edges of your sticky mat, scoot the lower back sacrum towards the feet, and then extend the legs. One leg should feel different. My right leg feels totally grounded down. Okay. So how did we do this? We started bending the right leg, bend the left, hold same hand as leg near the knee, opposite hand near the ankle, and bring that foot in, and then you're pushing on that down heel, right heel, to keep that lower back down. And you're trying to bring this foot in, or this knee in as close to the chest as possible. Okay, now extend the right leg. So now the work is in the right leg. Press the root of the thigh down. Roll the inner groin, outer to inner, and press that inner groin down. This hand can still continue to hold. The work is in the down leg. In fact, this leg that you're holding, you're not really doing anything muscularly with this leg. It's all, the work is in the arms for you to bring that knee in closer to the chest. Keep pressing the right thigh down. Okay, keep the right thigh down, have your strap. Take the leg at the top of the, bottom of the instep, top of the heel, and take the leg up. Okay, now the work is still in the right thigh, top of the right thigh pressing down. Keep that inner groin down. Find out where you're working, where you're underworking. Create space. I think I said this with the first leg. You can hold the strap like we did that in the Parivrtta version, but you can do it in this version where you're just holding the strap with the opposite hand and press the thigh back more than the calf. Okay. All right, now Supta Padangusthasana 2. Still continue to press the right thigh down, the right inner groin down. Take your right arm out to the side. And now take your left leg out to the side. Don't change the torso. Revolve left to right and keep the right side of your waist down. Pull those superficial muscles of the torso, abdomen towards the floor. Relax your face, relax your throat. This whole series here is an everyday pose for me. Okay, then bring this leg up. Change hands. Roll that left thigh in. Keep the left side of your sacrum on the floor as you reach your left arm out at shoulder height. Take the leg across just a little bit to keep the left side of the sacrum on the floor. The work is in the down leg. Keep pressing the topmost part of the inner thigh, groin down towards the floor. So first 5 breaths, the sacrum stays completely on the floor, and you're driving that outer thigh back towards the hip socket. Okay, another 5 breaths. The sacrum can come up but don't change the shoulders. And keep revolving the abdomen right to left. I wish I could be there in person because I'm sure some of you would appreciate a tug on that outer thigh back towards the hip socket. But you have to discern, you know, where am I underworking? Where am I overworking? Figure it out yourself for yourself so that you can be your own teacher. All right, and then bring that leg back up. And release. That's all we did on that side. Then the knees, scoot the buttocks forward. And then extend the legs. Oh. Instead of interlacing the fingers, just interlace your thumbs. Take the arms straight up overhead. Press the thighs down. Exhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Pull the thumbs apart. So the armpits are coming up towards the hands. The legs reaching away from the trunk. Bring the arms back up. Switch the interlace of your thumbs. Exhale overhead. Pull those thumbs apart. Pull them apart. And reach the armpit chest up the sides of your trunk, up away from the legs. All right, and now bring your arms, you know, let me just fix something. I have my 2 mats here. Okay. This will be right. So we're going to work on Jatara, Parivartanasana. It's the revolving of the abdomen pose. So I've got my hands right in line to my sticky mat that's running horizontal to the room. And I'm holding on to that sticky mat. Hopefully you guys can see that, although I can't see it on my screen. So let me see if I can move back a little bit. There we go. Now you can see the orange mat. Yes. So I'm holding on to the edge of the sticky mat. My shoulders are lined up to this sticky mat that's across. You can watch first. So I'll come up and I bring the trunk, the knees in close as possible. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the left so you can see this a little bit better. So I'm keeping the trunk facing towards the ceiling, mostly the shoulders, and I'm taking the legs over to the left. Okay, now watch. See how my feet are lifted? So I wanna pick up my feet so that my knees can go more over to the left. Did you see that? I picked up my feet and my knees just naturally go over. I'll show you from this side. Inhale, exhale, I pull the abdomen in and I bring the legs over, okay? And now I pick up my feet and my knees just go naturally over more. Pick up my feet. Bring the legs over. Okay, ready? Pick up the feet.
Michelle,
Yes.
what is the name of this pose?
Jatara Parivartanasana.
Okay, Jatara, okay.
Revolving of the abdomen. But we're doing the bent knee version first. And then I'm gonna show you the straight leg version. So let's see, I just wonder if I should show you this way. Is this a better view? So there's my shoulders in line to my sticky mat. Inhale, pull the abdomen towards the floor. Exhale, take the knees over to the right. Pick up your feet, drop your knees. Keep your left shoulder on the floor. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, pull the abdomen towards the floor. Take the legs over to the left. Pick up the feet, drop the knees. Pick up the feet, drop the knees. And then back to the center. Okay. How did that go? Does anybody have any questions? Oh. Everybody looks tired. All right, now I want you to just watch me do the full pose from the bent knee version. It is so much easier to do the full pose from the bent knee version. It's like when the feet pick up, you know, the knees are in a better position and you can just straighten the legs. So is this position better where I had my head to the screen? Or sideways? Yes? This way. Okay. All right, so watch. So I'm really holding and pulling that on that sticky mat to keep those shoulders down. Inhale, exhale, pull the abdomen in, take the knees over, lift the feet, straighten the legs. Bend and come back over. Inhale, exhale, pull the abdomen in, take the knees over, lift the feet, and then straighten the legs. Okay, your turn. All right, so with the knees bent, it's a kind of a big inhale, strong exhalation to pull the abdomen towards the floor, and then bend the knees, take them over to the right. Okay, now lift your feet a little, and now reach your feet over towards your right hand. Straighten the legs as much as possible, and then bend the knees, come back to center. Inhale, exhale, pull the abdomen towards the floor, take the legs over to the left, knees over to the left, and then lift your feet, knees down, and then straighten the legs. Really in some respects, Chaya, the bottom leg supports the top leg, but you have to keep that shoulder down, keep that right shoulder down. Okay, and then release. So yeah, lots of work. All right, now just do, or we're not going to do the process of Urdhva Prasarita. We're just going to do Urdhva Prasarita with the arms overhead. So your choice on whether you do it straight or you do it from a bent knee version. So if you have strong lower back, lift the legs, arms overhead. Okay, so as you did in when you had your thumbs interlocked. Now you don't have your thumbs interlocked, but you still have to reach up from the armpit chest toward the head side and press the thighs away. Pull the abdomen towards the floor. Everyday pose. Work up to a minute or more. Keep pulling the abdomen towards the floor. Press the thighs away. Bend your knees. Roll over.
To take Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from a kneeling position, press your hands, turn the inner arms towards the wall in front of you. Exhale, push the floor.
And take those thighs back. Don't hold your head up, let your head go down. Thighs back, thighs back, thighs back more than your calves. Tops of the thighs back.
Lift the kneecaps up, skin above the kneecap strongly pulls up. Move your shoulder blades both into the back and up towards the hips.
So you're in your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep your legs where they are and walk your hands up for a concave Uttanasana. Spread and open up the bottoms of your feet. And it's just the concave Uttanasana. Look straight ahead, pull the shoulders back as if you're stretching your chest through your arms. Okay, then bring your hands to your hips and then inhale and stand up. So that was just the first attempt at Uttanasana. So this time, remember how we were talking about space when you were doing the rolled up sticky mat in Adho Mukha Virasana? So we want to keep this space here at the top of the thighs. So you'll put your hands at the top of the thighs, keeping that top of the thighs area back. Come forward. So see how much I'm pushing that top of the thigh back so my trunk can go forward. Okay, then I'm going to grab my big toes for Padangusthasana. I'm pressing my big toes into my first two fingers. I'm pulling with the upper arms to extend the arms upward. So this is coming up. Go forward with the trunk, then I exhale. Bend the elbows out to the side. Don't do anything with your head other than to let it hang down. Let the abdomen go down. Let the chest go down. Don't pull your head any closer to your legs. Just let it go down. Keep pressing those big toes. Pull the arms, elbows wide so you can feel that broadness across the collarbone area. Resist the temptation for the thighs to go back. You almost have to feel like you might topple over. So you're standing a little bit more on the toe side of the forefoot, toe side of the foot. Come to the concave. Bring your hands to your hips. And then inhale, stand up. Nice.
So my feeling about forward extensions is I usually always work with Supta Padangusthasana, because if the hamstrings are tight, you're not going to be able to do much. So that's my philosophy with that. All right, so now we'll get Shirshasana out of the way, because it sometimes gets muddled at the end and too quick. So we're going to go ahead and do Shirshasana. If you have a regular practice of Shirshasana and you want to be at the wall or away from the wall, then that's what you're doing. If you do not have a regular practice of Shirshasana, you will be doing Prasarita Padottanasana. I would probably say better at the wall, right? Or if anybody's on their cycle, you can do this with Kathy and I. I've already done my head seat. So I come close to the wall, and I'm kind of bending, and I'm maybe 12 inches away from the wall here, and I try to get my back on the wall. Then I go wide. And I can just let the elbows go down. Or I can be here. I can go as wide as I can go. But I've got my back supported. It's quite lovely. And you feel that further opening of the back of the thigh. So you're either here or you're in your Shirshasana. Okay, that's almost 1 minute. Shirshasana, I like to give you at least 3 minutes. Okay, so at the beginning of class, I asked you to be mindful of your foundation when you were just sitting in Swastikasana. So here, your foundation, instead of the buttock bones, now it's your forearm and your wrist. So can you feel the evenness? One of our forearms tends to become lighter. So press down evenly on both ulna bones and both wrist bones, little finger side of the hand. Lift the shoulders, lift the sides of the trunk up. Okay, now that inner ankle, you're inverted, so this might be a little difficult of a concept to grasp, but that inner ankle tends to go a little loose in Shirshasana, and you have to bring that inner ankle toward the knee, toward the inner knee.
I have a question.
Yep.
I have a question. When you're in the modified one, how much of your back is against the wall? Because I'm only getting the top part of my back against the wall.
That's fine, Kathy. Any amount.
Okay.
Everybody's going to be different. And Marissa, what are you doing? You already came down? All right, so just do Prasarita Padottanasana. Can you do Prasarita? Yeah. Yeah, you're nice and even, Karen. Marcia, you look so straight. Bob, too. Good job. Kathy Lindauer, you're listing, let's see, a little bit to the left. Yeah, go a little bit more towards the door. Yeah. Well, now it looks like you're going away from the door. Maybe you have 2 doors. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Elbows in, Chaya. Elbows in. Yeah. Still lift the shoulders away from the floor. If you're in Prasarita, broaden the collarbones. Okay, you have 30 more seconds if you're in Shirshasana. Make it a good 30 seconds. Okay, those of you who are still in Shirshasana, if you'd like to work on the Urdhva Dandasana, so you come down with 2 straight legs, that's fine. If not, you come down as normal. Those of you who are down, sit in Upavishta Konasana. Take your Adho Mukha Svanasana by all means. Do that first. All right, so this is where some of you could sit up on height. So if when I take my legs apart, if I didn't feel like I could sit upright, then I would sit up on some height. For many years, I sat up on 2 blankets in this pose. I'd say for about 7 years, of my first 7 years of Iyengar yoga. All right, so remember Adho Mukha Virasana. The hamstring has to go towards the buttock. Hamstring towards the buttock. Calf away towards the heel. Calf away towards the heel. Inner ankle has to come towards the inner knee. Might sound confusing. So that your feet stay even. You know, if I were to draw a magic marker on the center of your heel, you would always stay on the center of your heel. So this is just upright, Upavishta Konasana. I don't care whichever way your hands want to be, that would be most helpful for you to be upright. For me, it's a little bit turned out, let's say 90 degrees, and I'm pressing on the heel of the hand to lift up. Press the thighs down. So the root of the thigh, outer thigh, back towards the hip socket. It's like there's this pincher action coming from the outer thigh back into the hip socket. It's a comfortable pincher action. It's the kind of action that we want to have so we can keep our hips healthy. All right, so I guess I'll do the opposite side. Do you guys have, I didn't tell you to have a belt. You have a belt. So I've got a long belt here. I think a long belt is helpful if you have one. I'm gonna loop it. And you'll put it around the left foot. Reach it around. So then I'm doing the opposite side as you. So you'll be turning towards that right leg, and you reach around with the opposite hand. You can see this, but I've got my hand behind the leg that the strap is on. My hand is near the top of that buttock. And then I'm turning, you'll be turning to the right, and your left hand comes towards the right thigh or even outer thigh. So here's what you can notice. Are both sides of your trunk level? If not, you know, you might look something like this, where Side you're turning away from is lower than the side you're turning to. So you have to see. Lift up both sides of the trunk, evenly up. So it's Parshva, Upavishta Konasana. Legs don't change, trunk, both sides of the trunk equally lifted. Turn, and so you can see how, I don't know if you can appreciate the strap helping me turn. I've got the hand way behind and I'm pulling to help me turn. It'll be your right side of your chest. Yeah. Trunk staying even. Good. Change sides. Put the strap behind you. Reach behind you. So now your left hand comes to the strap. Turn. First you might say, okay, I'm just going to put the hand in the middle here and see how much more work I have to do on, usually the side you're turning away from is the shorter side. So that has to lift up. So first, this is my harder side because of the scoliosis. Not making excuses, but I think what I'm trying to remind you is that you must discern what you yourself need to work on. I can't see everything, especially in this medium. It's more difficult than it would be in person for me to give you directions. So you have to discern. I know for me, I have to lift up that side more to make it even to the other side. Then I say, okay, I'm keeping that. Then I can get the hand on the outside. And I'm pulling with that back arm to open up your left side of the chest. Move, turn, you're not just turning the chest, right? You're turning from the navel band, the pelvic band, the pelvic band, then the navel band, then the ribs, kidney band, turn. All right. Now we'll go without. You may have one of your bolsters on the ready. I'll grab mine. Take it across. First side, you guys are turning to the right. So first the hand just comes here. Okay, if you need the strap, you can still use the strap, but this time you'll put it on the leg that you're turning towards. So you're turning to the right. I'm holding closer to the strap. I'm turning that lower, it'll be your left side of the pelvis, left side of the navel, and my hand is nice because it can be on top of this bolster to help me turn more. And then this front elbow bends, and then I come forward. My head touches the bolster, and then I can let go of the strap. One hand grabs the inside of the foot, the other hand grabs the outside of the foot. How are we doing? Stay there. Find out what you need to work on. Find out what's not even, what's not working. We're getting, having some head support so that the brain can come to a quiet place. All right, inhale and come up. Switch your support to the left leg, your strap. First, just turn. Still that outer thigh pincher action. Okay, then I got the strap. Hand's gonna go to the bolster. Turn. Outer right side of the pelvis. Navel. Turn the ribs. Oh. Go forward. Head down. I want to see where I can see. Can you get your head to a quiet place? Don't struggle. So, have more support for the head. Marissa, your shoulders look shrugged up so that your neck looks tight. Maybe you just need more support. Yeah. Doug, I can't see you. Are you good? There you are. I could just see a little bit of your back. Looks nice, Karen. Watch your foot, Chaya. Try not to let your foot turn. Yeah, that foot. All right, Doug, what if you put a blanket underneath where your knee is? No, yeah. Can you put a blanket there for support? Because it's just hanging, right? It has nothing to press into. Yeah, give it some support. It still has to pull back towards the buttock. Head, brain, quiet. How is that, Doug? Try not to let the other leg just flop, though. The other leg should face the ceiling. The other kneecap should face the ceiling. Looks good, everybody. Did your brain get to a quiet place? Okay. Now come up. So that now you just get to see where you are before we do the target pose of the day. So you're in your upavishta, pulling that skin back, or in Doug's case, you've got support underneath the backs of the knees, so he has something to press down into. Okay, from a very wise couple of senior teachers who watched me do this pose many times. Never go forward without some support. So for starters, we're just going to use our own body as support. We're going to use our hands. So it's nice when I have this double sticky mat thing, because here I can hold on the sticky mat and pull that back of the buttock back of the buttock back. Then I start to come forward. Maybe I come just to my elbows. Always look forward. Okay, now I'm going to turn around and show you something else. Remember in Jatara Parivartanasana, there was this, kind of a stronger inhalation and a pulling back of the abdomen. So same thing. Inhale, exhale, the abdomen goes back, back, back. So the lower back is not flat. Make sense? So then I've got my hands supporting and I'm pulling and I'm not letting anything change on the legs. So now I've got my sticky mat here and I can pull some more. And I can go forward. I'm pulling the abdomen back. Do you see how rounded I am in the low back? No strain. Now, of course, the other option is to have as much support as you need. That might be Doug, Kathy, Chaya, I don't know. But this would be your support. So I'm pulling that bolster into the abdomen. So the abdomen goes back. So I'm kind of letting the back body fill out with the breath. I'm feeling the filling out of the back body with the breath. I don't know if you can see it, but here I am. I'll emphasize the breath. All right. Come up. We're not done with this, but you're just gonna see where you are in your Paschimottanasana. So the first Paschimottanasana is the legs at least hip distance apart. So here's the size of my hips, and here's my feet. So remember Baddha, sort of Baddha Angulyasana, but we're just binding our thumbs. Go up. Okay. Now start to fold forward, hinge at the hips. So you're reaching the hands near the, you might be calves here. Then you might be feet here. And you're just going forward. Look forward and reach your hands as far forward as possible. What it looks like from the side. Remember, thighs pulling back. Hinge at the hips. Reach forward. So when, a few years ago, many years ago, when Big Kiss was still alive, he asked us to quit saying forward bends and backward bends. He wanted us to say forward extensions and backwards extensions. It comes a little bit easier to me with back bends because it's a backward extension. The forwards, it's just like you're bending forward. It automatically just comes. But the idea is the extension of the sides of the trunk. So you see where you are? Okay. Now, go back to Upavishta Konasana. Take the smaller of your bolsters and you're turning to the right. So you'll put your bolster on the right side. I'll do the opposite side. Oh, phooey. You need your strap too. Any strap will do actually. Okay, then your other strap, other bolster, or remember I said you could have the stack equivalency of another bolster. Just put it behind you alongside your the back of your right leg. So this bolster is right inside the right leg. So now remember the Parivrtta version. So we turned towards, you'll be turning towards your left. And now you'll take your right elbow, forearm along that bolster. You see how I'm kind of gliding along that bolster? And I want to extend this side body as much as possible. Now, what most people will say, okay, what am I allowed to do with this hip? Well, if it doesn't come up at all, I won't get any extension on this side body. So you say to yourself, okay, if I lift that hip up a little bit, I can get a little bit more extension on this side body. Okay, now the strap deal. It's a little confusing. I hope you can get it. See how I've got the strap on the foot? Now, the bottom strap holds the inside of the foot. The top strap holds the outside of the foot. Okay, so I'm pushing on that bolster. Ooh, and I turn the trunk. So it's Parivrtta, Upavishta Konasana. Now here's the real pièce de résistance.
Remember that bolster? Or that blanket? Oh, nice. Now my head is so happy. And now I turn towards the ceiling. I keep the other leg, the left leg extending. I keep the right side extending along that right leg, bolster. If anybody is ever concerned about, in my mom's day, they used to call it the midriff bulge, that takes care of this midriff bulge. All right, so I don't know where you are, so let me put the camera back, because that was supposed to be where you were just watching me do it, because it's a bit confusing. And now we'll do it together. Are you on the right side? Oh, nice, Jaya. Yeah. All right, now do you have something you can put for your head there? Oh, you've got that, okay. But it goes between your arm, your bottom arm, and your neck. So that bottom one is fine, but now you need another one underneath your bottom arm and your neck. Marissa, are you okay? Okay. All right. Yeah. So use that strap to pull and extend, and use your breath. So inhale, extend that bottom side. Exhale, turn more. And you could pull those straps away from each other. Where is? Yeah, and Julia, lift that top elbow a little bit. Yes, there you go. Nice. Bob, you can work on that top elbow some more too. Yeah. So it looks like most of you were doing it with me. Kathy, are you okay? Kathy Lindauer? Okay. So this is a pose where you, because of all these wonderful props, which Abby was talking about, now's the season for props, that you could stay a while. All right, now come up, move your bolster over to the left leg, put it right up against that left leg, so it's hugging that left leg. Put your other bolster or your blankets behind you on that left side. Put your strap on your foot. Turn to the right. Okay, now extend. So now you've turned as much as will allow, and now you have some help on that bottom bolster. Extend that left arm along the inside of that bolster. Catch your strap, the inside of the strap, and now reach around top of the strap. Ooh. Oops, I forgot the head support. Oh. So how much that back hip comes up is up to you. Yeah, eventually it's supposed to come back down, but if you don't let it come up at all, you won't get any extension on that side body. Try not to let your right leg roll in. That's the tendency. All right. Inhale and come up, and now take either just one of your supports or both of your supports. I like the idea of using both. Actually, I'll put the bottom one on the bigger one on the bottom, and this one for my head. So I'll show you from the side. And now you're just going forward. So hamstring to body,
So that inhale, exhale, pull the abdomen back. Forehead on the bolster, arms up on the bolster. Okay, we always run out of time in this in this class, so I'd like to see a show of hands on who would like to try Kurmasana. Kurmasana. Okay, all right. So just watch first. I prefer to not have any sticky mat. You'll sit up on your bolster. And do you see how my buttocks are back? So I'm not like this. Although I could be. So my buttocks are way back. So I'm gonna be a little bit up from that point. This is a beginner's version. I don't know, but some of you could try this. But it's a little bit hard to get up from there. So I'm gonna go from a happy medium, okay? See how my knees are slightly bent? Knees are slightly bent. I take one arm through, the other arm through, and then press the thighs down into my upper arms. I roll those thighs into my upper arms. Once again, the abdomen pulls towards the back body. The other way of doing this is, without anything, you're just sitting flat. If you'd like to roll a little bit, you could just take a little thin blanket. Some of you who want to scoot just a little bit. Oh, here's the other way of doing it. If those of you who are, you don't like the feeling of the heel grinding into the floor, this is a good way to do it too. Doesn't matter how it's just padding. So this is another way of doing it. So I roll those thighs in, I come forward, one hand goes through, the other one goes through, and then straighten. Great pose to go inward, right? To get your inner game on. Yes, Karen?
I've got a problem with, I tried it on the bolster, I'm trying it flat. I'm not sure if that's really the problem, but I have a real problem getting the knee over my shoulder. It's more on the top of my arm.
Yeah, it will be for a while.
Okay.
We could have done a lot of different poses to prep for this. We could have done more twists and stuff, but you could do something like this.
Yeah. Well, if I get one side, then I can't get the other. But should I do one side at a time?
So you do one leg first.
Yeah.
And then you get the other leg. Then the next time you do the other leg first.
Okay. All right.
I did that for many years. So then I got that one, and then I get this one. But how much my legs are helping my arms. It's incredible. So here, I might be too close to the camera, am I?
I think my problem is I am so externally rotated that it's hard for me to keep the internal rotation. So maybe I should concentrate more on that. What do you think?
Yeah. Did anybody get there? China, what I saw looked good. Bob looks good. Is your forehead down, Bob?
you know, every now and then, unmute, oh, I can't be on mute. Every now and then you have to just try these poses to see where you are. That's it, Kathy. Now what?
Whoa.
That's all right. So, you know, do it a couple times. You know, you're here and you just work on getting that knee back and you bring it to the floor. Maybe that's just your homework. And then little by little, one by one, how much that leg is helping the arm. Can't tell you how good that feels in my shoulder blades. It really gives a nice stretch to all the shoulder blades. Okay, now we have to do one more to see where all this forward bending, how all this forward bending did for your full Paschimottanasana. So if you know your head doesn't reach the shins comfortably, have some support. Roll the thighs in. Sit straight in Dandasana. Feel the evenness of your legs. Notice if one leg fills out the floor more than the other, then you have to work on that leg that doesn't work so well. It's like feast or famine. You know, one is being underfed, one is being overfed. Inhale, reach up. Pull the abdomen back and hold the feet. And now with your hands anchored to something, pull your trunk forward. And then you should feel the rib cage, then the chest, resting down towards the thighs.
You okay there, buddy?
See where your mind goes. Can you bring it to a quiet place, a non-wandering quiet place?
All right. Coming up to get rid of all those back bends. How about just one Purvottanasana with bent knees? If you know how to do the pose well and you want to do it with straight legs, by all means, do it with straight legs. So my fingers are pointing towards me and they're about, I don't know, 3-4 inches away from the torso. I bring my feet in, about 10-12 inches away from the buttocks. Inhale. Exhale, lift up, head back, reach, the trunk away from the legs. Lift the buttocks, use those hammies. This should feel good. You want to try it with straight legs? Don't get a cramp. You have to keep the extension of those legs. So you're here. Lift up, reach. Keep extension on the legs. Reach the trunk away from the legs. Come down. Your shoulders stand set up. Or if you prefer just to do block Setu-Bandha, that's fine. We have a little bit of time. So I've got 2 bolsters because they happen to have been handy and they're quicker than the
blanket set up. I sit very close to the wall.
And then I swing the legs around. Reach the back of the neck along that first bolster. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Extend the hands towards the wall, and then I put the hands on the back. And you see how my elbows hit my further bolster. I wait there until I know I'm in a good position, and then I can leave the wall if I want to. Pull your inner ankles towards your inner knees. That might help you, Kathy Lindauer, is doing some research on the bunion stuff. And that might help you with being able to keep the feet somewhat even. Inner ankles towards inner knees. I don't know about you, but on a day when I've done a class that has been more forward extensions focused, my legs feel really light in the inversions. I'm going to come down to see if I can help anybody. Otherwise, when you're ready to come down, you come down and you slide away until just your feet remain up on the bolster. And then you can take the legs in Baddha Konasana. But otherwise, you can stay another minute if you're still up. Marsha's doing chair shoulders down. So Marsha, bring your sides back more than your calves. There you go. Julia is gone. Doug, I can't see. Kathy, thighs back. Okay, if you're not down yet, go ahead and come down from your Sarvagasana. You can do Halasana or just roll over with the buttocks on the floor, and your feet can be in Baddha Konasana up on the bolster. Make sure the legs are relaxed. And if they aren't, Doug, find a place where your legs are relaxed. Just straighten them then. Just straighten them, yeah. All right, and then you reach yourself a little bit more away from the bolsters, and you can actually, it's really nice to put the bolsters on top of the thighs after you've done just a bunch of forward extensions, as they help. The weight on the thighs helps to ground the lower back. So you're just, you come off your stack like this, and you just move them off to the side.
And put that weight right on top of the thighs. Hold the edges of your sticky mat and tuck the shoulders a little bit under. Draw the buttock flush towards the feet. On purpose, don't have the legs just, they don't just lay out any which way. In true Shavasana, if you look at light on pranayama, he goes by step by step by step. But in his instructions, he say you join the feet and then you let go. And however they fall out is fine, but you on purpose don't spread them wide. They're from joined and then they release. Find your place of evenness, balance, once again, where you're noticing if you feel heavier on one side, one part of the body than the other, then it's counterpart, then fix that. And let go everywhere. Keep on letting go. As I mentioned at the beginning of class, we work with the body. What we think we know is our physical body to reach the parts that we don't know so well. Deep, deep, deep in the mind. So I challenge you during this continued time of lockdown for some of us to ask yourself, are you using this time to go to God? I don't care what you want to call it, God, your highest being, whoever that might be for you. Because if you aren't, this is a really good time to use to find that quiet place. There could be all sorts of things happening in the world, all sorts of bad things happening, people making bad decisions out of fear and anxiety. But because of your yoga practice or your spiritual practice, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to let the outside come in. And that's what I was trying to find a way to put that to my Christian friends tonight in my prayer group that I have on Monday nights. I'm going to try. But it's always a good question to ask yourself, especially during this time when we seem to have a little bit more time on our hands. Are we using this time to further our spiritual endeavor, to reach that innermost, truest form of ourselves?
Slowly roll the hands in towards the torso. Draw the feet up and roll to your right side. Stay there a couple breaths. When you're ready to come up, take that right arm out to support your head. And keep surrendering your head towards your heart as you slowly roll up and come to a sitting position. Sit straight, sit evenly. Bring your hands to your heart. In gratitude for this platform, this space, the community that we are still keeping going at Austin Yoga Training. Gratitude for all the teachers who've come before us. Namaste.